goals-to-1 in a comprehensive victory, which hopefully showed signs of Tottenham's improving form with players coming back from injury. 3 wins in a row now in the Premier League for Tottenham Hotspur. I believe it's the first time since the first 10 games of last season we can say that. So very, very good news. Obviously, Ipswich mired in the relegation zone and looking like they're going to be out of their depth at this point with 5 points adrift, having Wolves won the game. I'm here with Barry to talk to you about what happened in the game. Obviously, we started really sloppily in Ipswich from the first 5 minutes. It could have been 3-0 to Ipswich with the kind of exuberance and excitement of Liam Delap and the way he was bullying Archie Gray in the middle of the park. And you're thinking this could be a long day for Tottenham after 5 minutes. And especially given the way, you cast your mind back to the way we started that Villa game not so long ago, and then you look at the way we started this game, you're thinking it's just going to be one of those days for Tottenham. But we settled down, and we all of a sudden, after about 25 minutes, we were 2-0 up.
Yeah, look, you can't look at
Who got the assist? Who got the assist for the goals? I forgot.
Look at this. Who got the assist? Sonny got the assist.
Come on.
Not only did he get 1 assist, he got 2 assists. But look, yeah, I mean, it never looked comfortable. But just at crucial times throughout that game, Tottenham took advantage. We were under the cosh the first 5 minutes. It could have easily been 2 or 3-0 Ipswich, and then Sonny and Brennan did their thing. Then obviously you put the Kybers on it and said let's hope they don't get back into it as Hutchinson puts it into the net. And yeah, look, Tottenham came out. You said we were going to score 2 goals in that second half against the run of play. Jed Spence, fantastic work from James Maddison. And Jed Spence finished it via deflection, just improving on those 2 man-of-the-match performances. I thought, Kulu again needed that goal. He has been pretty poor the last few weeks, so needed that goal, and you could see that in his reaction. But for me, Danso and Bergvall were probably the standout performances today. And like you said, it's good to be able to bring some players on, but let's not get carried away. It's Ipswich that we've got a big test on Wednesday night.
Well, Villa didn't beat them last week, so it's not the easiest team to play against, and you have to still got to beat them. You can only play who's in front of you, and that's exactly what we did. And I think Ipswich provided a bit of a stern test early on, and I think you can see with the lineup they put out, they were planning on really coming for us, and they were planning on really taking Spurs, taking us on and attacking us. And you could see the intent from Ipswich in the first 5 minutes. Delap hit the post and forced for saves out of Vicario. I think it was a struggle, but once we kind of settled into the game, Son was finding, I thought, in that first half, all sorts of space on that left-hand side. And that was what I was saying during the game. If Ipswich are going to come at us like that, that's all well and good, but we have to show them that if you come at us and leave all that space in behind, we can exploit you. And that's what we did. That's exactly what we did. We maybe allowed a bit too much kind of attacks to go against us, but as soon as we caught them out, we were ruthless and we exploited them. Sonny on the left-hand side gave Godfrey an absolute torrid time down that left-hand side. Godfrey couldn't live with him. He ended up getting booked as well. Son was going inside, he was going outside, causing Godfrey all sorts of problems. And the 2 assists, showed that. First goal, brilliant ball over the top from Archie Gray. Expertly timed, brilliant run from Son, gets to the byline, cuts it back across the face of goal, and there's Brennan Johnson yet again getting in those positions at the back post in the 6-yard box for a tap-in, as he does so often. That was 1-0. And the second goal, brilliant this time, Bentancur, lovely ball in behind. Sonny gets a run on Godfrey, cuts it back this time to Brennan a bit further away from goal. Brennan on his left foot buries the finish, more central on the goal. I think the keeper might be a bit disappointed, but gets his second goal in a similar Brendan kind of Johnson position. And then all of a sudden you're thinking, okay, we've really taken control of this game. We're looking good. And after the first 10 minutes, we really did have control. And what was frustrating is how we allowed Ipswich back into the game with that goal. For all his good play, I thought Danso wasn't great for the goal that we conceded. And I thought he struggled in that moment. It was very sloppy. He gave the ball away on the edge of the box. Ipswich ruthlessly on the transition, played it to Clark, cut it back for Hutchinson, and to be fair to Hutchinson, it's a great finish into the corner, and that gave them a goal back. And considering how they started the game, you're thinking, going into half time, we're going to be struggling potentially in that second half if Ipswich start the game like they did in the second half, in the first half. So I thought the second half was a really weird game. Very, very stop-start. Really few chances, I think, at second half for either side. I thought we were struggling to really play our football. I thought Ipswich were making a lot of fouls and were really just disrupting us. And then I thought as well, not only that, but they had a lack of quality really to hurt us as well. They didn't really do enough to cause us too many problems. And it was a very, very odd second half. We made obviously a few changes in the second half, and I think that made a big difference. Maddison coming on, and I think who else came on? It was Maddison, and it was Odebear who came on.
Yeah.
And that really gave us that spark and shot in the arm that we needed, because I thought Son was struggling. I thought we needed that little bit of ingenuity in the second half. Decky wasn't really having it in that game. Johnson's influence had diminished a bit. And I thought we needed to kill off the game. So if we let the game drift, then we'd be in trouble. And obviously we had that warning sign with the goal that was ruled out for offside from the Ipswich player, which was completely free at the back post. And at that point you're thinking, if they would have equalised at that point, we'd only have ourselves to blame for allowing them back in the game. But I think the game turned on those subs, and then once those subs came on, I thought Maddison was brilliant when he came off the bench and provided an unbelievable assist for the third goal, for Spence's goal. Brilliant interplay between him, Spence and Odebear on that left-hand side. But the way Maddison wriggled in between three players inside the box in such a tight area, laying it on a plate for Spence, who got a bit of luck with the finish with the deflection, but I think that the assist he got from Maddison earned that luck, probably you'd fair to say. And then Decky, a lot of people were calling for Decky to come off because he wasn't having a great game, but he pops up with the fourth goal after a brilliant header from Scarlett to set him on his way down the right-hand side. He's 4-on-1. You're thinking he's all on his own. What's he going to do? And he does brilliantly to find the back post, kissing the back inside of the post as it goes in from the edge of the area. Really great finish from Decky. The kind of goal we need to see more from him, because he's got the quality to be scoring those kind of goals regularly. And in the end, it was a 4-1. I think 4-1 probably flatters Tottenham a bit, if I'm being honest. I don't know if it was a 4-1 game. Maybe 2-1 or 3-1 probably is a fair result.
And I think in terms of I guess the other disappointment was Matthias Tell. I thought Scarlett did more in the time that he came on the pitch and had more of an impact. Obviously, he got that assist. He was holding the ball up better. Maybe Tell isn't that number 9. Maybe he is that winger.
He struggled.
He's struggling to adapt to life in the Premier League. It's not Germany. Mm-hmm. So look, that's probably the one disappointment. Hopefully, no one's injured or no one's got a knock. Going into Wednesday. Wednesday's a massive game. Obviously, looking towards that, and then we get a bit of respite. Although we said there's probably not many players that are going to get a rest with the international break coming up, unless, the
international break's not till after the Europa League. It's too late.
So we've got,
and we get a bit of a rest as well, because after City we're not in the FA Cup, so we get a week break pretty much between City and the Europa League.
Are we going to Butlins?
Don't think we're going to go to Dubai. Another week's hard in training. But look, it was a really good to get the 4-1 win, and it was really good to make sure that we made no mistake today. What I would say about in terms of this performance in the context of the whole situation that we are in this season, I would say again, it was great to get the win, great to score 4-1. I think this performance and result probably is more symptomatic of the quality we have in this squad, rather than any sort of tactical masterclass or any sort of evidence that we're kind of a team that's going to be winning trophies, or convincing anyone that this team is going to be going on a long stretch of wins, or we're going to win Europa League. But from my point of view, definitely, again, similar to United, but maybe to a great extent because it was a bigger win. Definitely evidence of we're improving since the players come back. Definitely evidence of what a difference it makes to have these players back from injury. Just for the quality, for the energy, you see the difference it makes when we have players to choose from. You saw the difference it makes having Maddison to come off on the bench. You saw the difference it makes Odebear coming off the bench. You saw the difference it makes having Basuma to kind of seal the game. All these different things. So it's something that we've lacked for 2 months. and you can see what a difference it makes when we have them fit and available and ready to contribute. And I think we're going to get more and more gelled as the weeks go by. I think that the system that we play, the players will get more and more intertwined with it. And I think as the players as they come back from injury and boost their fitness more, the energy will be even more as the weeks go by as well. So I'm personally confident we're going to get better and better. I think the results that we're having at the moment is just the start. That's my opinion. But I'm also have to be open to the fact and kind of have to admit, I should say, that as much as we won 4-1, I think it did flatter us on the day. And if people are still on the fence with the manager, which I think a fair few people are, that win and performance isn't going to be convincing anyone, I don't think, just yet.
No, do you think, Sim, looking ahead to Wednesday, do you think we go and beat Man City at home, regardless of what we've always done against Man City and regardless of how we've always played against them, and you know we've tended to get results against them? If we go and beat Man City on Wednesday night,
That'd be 4 wins in a row.
4 wins in a row,
which would be unbelievable.
I don't know if I want to say this.
We'll be back, you're saying?
Yeah, I don't know.
I was like, shit, we might be back. Fuck.
But look, Wednesday's going to be the barometer, right? Under the lights against Man City. And then March, bearing in mind we've had a pretty difficult time of it. March looks quite easy, as in when I say easy at the start. You know, we've got two Europa games, Bournemouth at home, and Fulham away the first couple of weeks.
Yeah,
it doesn't look as difficult as it has been in recent weeks, right?
Right, but these are all tough teams. These are all teams that are having good seasons, and we're going to have Europa League football in between these games. And I don't think you can take anything for granted. And I think we need to still show we can play 2 games a week. And as much as we're 3 games in a row in the league having won, we still haven't really proven that. So I think, we can't get ahead of ourselves on that front. But I definitely am really happy that, we stopped the rot of all these losses. I think Ange has at least shown that it does make a material difference. A lot of people were saying, when players come back, it's not going to make a change. I think we've already shown that there will be a change with the players coming back. I think that's already been proven, which is positive in my opinion. I think the fact that these players are making a difference, the fact that we scored goals and we ended up with a big victory against Ipswich side, which I know they're not the best team and they're near the bottom, but at the end of the day, you still need to beat them. And Chelsea lost to them. Villa drew to them last week, so they've proven they can get results against these kind of teams when they're on their day. And even today, I thought they played quite well in spells, but we had to ride some waves, and we did. And I thought what was great was we started really sloppily, but we calmed down after that start, and we took control of the game. And I think there were some goals, like the first 2 goals we scored were definitely kind of down to the system when it comes to getting Sonny to the byline, getting it across the face, having Johnson in those positions. Those are signs that they're, really listening to Ange and doing what he wants. I thought the second half was a bit of a disappointment, as much as we won the game late on with 2 goals. And I wasn't furious with it. It was just that we allowed the game to become bitty. We allowed the game to be played on Ipswich's terms, and we've done that way too often. And another day, with a team with more maybe quality, we maybe got punished for that. And it's not even to say that Ipswich created loads of chances, because I don't think they did. But what they did was they just disrupted us, fouled us, made sure that they were being aggressive, winding us up, and just stopped us from playing our football. And that was quite disappointing. But I did think that changed a bit once Maddison came on. He got his foot on the ball. He added that spark and quality, and he ended up getting that assist there. That took the game away from Ipswich and got the 4-1 win.
So, when are we going to see Maddison start against him? Because
he started last game.
Yeah, but consistently, because we've seen when he's come on, he's had an impact, right? When he's come back, he's had an impact. He's scored the goals. He's come on, scored a goal, assist. He's doing what we expect from a vice captain. But when are we going to see him starting, rather than coming on and having that impact? Do we see him start against City on Wednesday?
Yeah, probably. I think he does. I think we know what he did at the Etihad as well. Got a brace. He loves these big games as well, Madders. So I think he probably does start on a midweek. And if we can beat City as well now, I'm not gonna get ahead of myself and say we will, but if we can, then I think that would be clear evidence that the form is really turning at this point, and we could potentially go on a run and with Europa League coming up and do something good. But I think that's going to be a big litmus test again on Wednesday where we truly at, because City, as much as they weren't good against Madrid, they have been a lot better in the league recently. They have been turning their form. Their signings are making a big impact in their team. Marmoush is looking good. Gonzalez is looking good. So City's another big test on Wednesday. But we know we can beat them. We've already beaten them already this season, and we beat them to a really big extent. So that will be hopefully we can have a really good game. The big question for me is, what does he do at fullback? Because Spence scored, had a great game. The doggy, I thought, looked really good. Does he keep Poe out the team on Wednesday? I think he's got big decisions. But look, those are for the previews. What I want, in terms of the context of the season, though, we're up to we stay in 12th, I should say, not up to 12th with that win. We have closed the gap on the likes of Bournemouth, on Fulham with that win. Obviously on Villa they're playing Chelsea now. So whoever drops points, we close the gap a bit on them. We're looking up finally, rather than down.
Four wins could mean we're in the top four. If everyone else loses,
4 more wins, 4 wins in a row. Look, we're 10 points off 5th, which, given the season we've had, we could be further off. Not to say we're going to close that gap, but all we have to do, I've said as well, Chelsea and Bournemouth both suffering really badly from injury problems. Villa have Champions League football. Fulham and Brighton, how good are they actually? If we keep winning, do they have the consistency to keep up with us? So we have to just go on a winning run and see where it takes us. I do think if we can win a few more games and keep up this momentum, then
3rd best goal difference in the league, and with
we do.
League.
And
Crazy.
I think we shouldn't rule out. We shouldn't rule out challenging for the European spots just yet. We need to just keep winning games. We're not back in the race yet. We're still far away from it. Don't get me wrong, but we need to keep winning. But I think we should keep in the mind that if we do keep winning, that's something to achieve for. It's not gone yet if we can keep winning. Essentially, is my point.
Would you prefer carrying on this run, or would you prefer a Europa League final? If you had the choice right now.
So carry on this run,
on this run as in trying to get as high up at the table.
No, Europa League. I think we got to put all our eggs in the Europa League basket. But what's positive is I do think with these players back now, if we can keep them fit, the squad's going to be there to hopefully we will be able to rotate. And that's, I think, something that we've criticised the size of the squad and all these different things. But you look at the players we're able to bring on and look at the starting lineup. And that's without the likes of Romero, with the likes of Van der Ven, without Solanke. Ian Davis was missing today. So I think the squad is underrated and it's better than people give it credit for. I've said it all season. But I think the injury crisis did expose where our squad is weakest, I should say. And I think that was found out during the season. But I think when everyone's fit and you look at the squad today, I think there's a lot to be excited about and positive about. I really do. So positive win. We need to keep this up. We need to keep going. We need to carry on with this momentum. It's not gonna be.
Keep putting me in the mud, Sonny.
Son has put Barry in the mud. 3 wins in a row. So I think it's really positive, and let's keep going. Arsenal lost as well to put a cherry on top of the day. So absolutely fantastic.
That hasn't happened often this season.
Lost at home to West Ham. If there's any thought of them catching Liverpool, surely that's gone now with that
8 points
loss.
Behind now.
Yeah, and Liverpool.
Everyone's got a free hit tomorrow against City now.
Yeah, all of a sudden it's a free hit. But look, now it's your chance to have your say, because we're going to get you guys on. That was our instant match reaction. But unfortunately,